Well, I guess we'll get started. This is Are You With Me Right Now, episode 22?
Yes.
Look at me go.
The podcast is almost as old as I am. Right? Because we're almost on 23?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that cute?
But it's wrong.
So, in editing episode 20, there was something we were talking about, and I thought it would be interesting to follow up on it.
Yeah.
What was it? I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, it says we set the stage to pick apart more of his family at a later date. So at least part of it was your fam.
Okay. Do you remember what else we talked about? I'm sorry, I don't.
I just closed Spotify. We started with eating disorder chats. I explained why self-harm is a thing people do. We talked a lot about your dad and basically how he lied to you or how you felt like you didn't really connect to him and trust him because of that, about drugs. We talked about kink and how we feel about our sex life right now. And I therapized you about your dad. Oh no. A suggested episode is a podcast episode called BPD plus father trauma. Shut up, Spotify.
Oof.
I don't want to talk to you. But yeah, that's what I've got down for 020.
Huh. Okay.
It was a very busy episode.
Yeah, it was. Well, okay. I don't know. We can start this one off by, I think saying, I think we had a really good weekend.
Same. I saw you for 3 days straight.
Yeah. I had 4 days off because of the holiday, and that was nice.
It also made you want to crawl out of your skin.
What do you mean?
Because you didn't have work to do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
So we did yard work for 2 days straight.
Well, one day.
Was it only one day?
Yeah, it was just one.
Oh God, it felt like 2. My body hurt. We got a lot done though. We're making a lot of progress on your backyard.
It is looking good. Yeah, we're doing a lot of yard work, and yeah, so it's weird. I don't know what to do. I live in a house that I'm kind of renting from my dad. That was the house that I grew up in. He moved into his wife's house, and he's kind of renting this house to me, but he's also using this house as storage space for shit that he's never going to use ever again. I don't feel like this is my space. For starters. I don't know. I really don't know what to do. What
do you mean? Don't know what to do?
I don't feel like any of these things are mine. They are. I just don't feel like this is my home.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been here for 4 years now.
Wow.
Anytime I mention hey, I need to get rid of this stuff. Oh, don't get rid of that. Why? There's an attic full of comic books that have been sitting there since before I was born. They haven't moved. And some of them, you're going to touch them and they're going to turn to dust. Oh, now you can throw them away. Now they're dust, It's just frustrating. But so there's all this yard work to do. He's offered to sell me the house, quote unquote, at market value.
Good God.
Yeah. And I'm
no,
it's worth negative money by the time, you actually make this house livable. It's fine for what it is. It is. It's fine for what I'm paying for it now, but I'm not renting to own. It's got an entire backyard that's pretty much unusable.
The backyard is completely trash.
Yeah.
I was saying it looks like everyone just got vaporized in the middle of a pool party 10 years ago, which they did.
Yeah. Pretty much. In June of 2012, yeah, it might as well have been the apocalypse back there.
So you're literally tearing the deck down board by board. And I'm chopping trees down with some little clippers.
Yeah.
And we're putting in a lot of work for your dad to sell it, basically. But please don't buy this house. I do not want to live here.
Yeah. I don't either. I mean, unless he puts in some work to fix it up or gives it to me, and I don't even think I want him to give it to me, really. I don't know.
I don't know. But I've been fairly vocal about, like, if we make it to a year and, like, when I graduate and shit and we scoot all our shit together and move in, I would really love to live somewhere that's both of ours, because this place isn't even yours. It doesn't even feel like you live there to you.
Yeah, I really, and I severely miss my old house, but because it was my house, there was a lot of things there when I moved there, but it was mostly furniture.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of built my space around that, and I inherited a lot of that furniture. It was my brother's house, and he didn't have much to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really doesn't matter where you live as long as it feels like your place. Because my apartment is a shithole.
Yeah.
It's not tragically bad, but it's really not great. But it's got my shit. It's where I'm alone and in charge, and I've got my little cat, and I've made it my own. That's what matters. I didn't know you'd been there for 4 years. That is very frustrating. I can imagine how that's built up.
September will be 4 years, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I like to vent about that. Sorry, because I don't know, how much work do I really do here?
Yeah.
If I'm just here for another year.
Yeah.
But now I've kind of started this project because I would like, over the next year, I'd like to have, I'd like for my daughter to have something nice, somewhere fun to play.
Where we don't have to worry about her running in the road.
Yeah. And I'm not super worried about that, but,
No, I know, but it's nice to have, if we just had the backyard, if there were space in it, we could play back there and it wouldn't just be, on the tiny driveway.
Yeah.
And the hole in the front yard.
Yeah, there used to be a tree there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why there's a hole, because there was a tree and then the stump and all that stuff.
But, some space to run around for her would be really nice.
Yeah, no kidding.
All that kid wants to do is go outside.
Yeah. A lot of times it's too hot, but...
I know, oh my god. But later it won't be. No, don't apologize, though. I've only been with you 6 months. Tomorrow, hey!
Hey.
And no, I can tell that it's, from the way that you and your dad talk about the house, is that there's a lot of built up tension of this place has been totally let go and it's not yours. And, he thinks you should be completely grateful that you're living in a storage cell of old car seats, and there's just tension.
And I don't really get it. I don't understand why he doesn't understand that all his shit is here. But I mean, it's kind of just my dad.
Your dad reminds me of my dad a little bit. Not oh, your dad's a piece of shit. Just the dismissal of the house is kind of been falling apart for 7 years, and kind of no, you can't touch any of my stuff. He's running his shed or whatever that's costing you a bunch of money. It's not usable anyway, the shed out back. It's not usable.
The electric bill in that shed out back is more than the electric bill in my house.
Yes. And so having you live in that house is convenient and makes him money, and it means he doesn't have to pay that bill anymore. And so what is reminding me of my dad, or just I'm not very surprised, is that you're bitching about it, so he just says fuck it, or he's taking it as well, fuck you should be grateful that I gave you this at all. It's a little magnanimous, which is not my jam, but I think that's just people. I'm not trying to shit on your dad. It's just that's familiar to me.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. My therapist mentioned that she's kind of worried that there's no game plan set for, at least as far as I know, and I mean, I would imagine that I should know, for his, any sort of will, if something were to happen to him.
He doesn't have a will?
If he does, I have no idea.
What? Dude, when your wife dies unexpectedly, you draw up a will that week. Life is short. and he's got kids.
Maybe he does, and he just didn't tell anybody about it.
Doubtful. Maybe your eldest brother will. Well, I don't even know. He wouldn't be the executor of that because that's your mom's son.
Right. Maybe he is. I mean,
oh, God, it'd be you.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm his oldest son, so it should be me, but if it's not, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised or really offended, I guess.
Yeah.
Not at this point. Yeah, I mean, I find my dad to be frustrating.
And I can't tell if he's like a normal level of frustrating or not. I really don't know how family works.
Yeah.
I don't know what dads are supposed to be like.
That's funny. In a strange way.
You're welcome, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, it shouldn't be funny, but you know what I mean. At this
yes,
point,
I do. Yeah.
It's just, I just feel like I'm in limbo.
Yeah. Has being in limbo always bothered you? Because it seems like that's, at least from what we talked about the other night, which was not fun, that kind of like limbo living, in the moment and not setting yourself too far ahead is not an uncomfortable place for you.
I mean, as far as living arrangements, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd much rather have my own space. I mean, I am comfortable in a space that I can call my own.
Okay.
I have gotten used to something like that. Because, I mean, I don't know, I didn't move out until I was 21, but I was going to college and living at home.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I moved out, I was gone. I moved back in like a year and a half later, 2 years later, something like that. And my room was already gone. It was converted into a different kind of room, which is expected. So I actually had to sleep out there in the shop back there.
Really?
Yeah, I slept on the couch is still out there. I slept on a couch out there for 2 or 3 months, probably.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was awful. I mean, it's awful. I mean, it was fine. I didn't mind it too much, I guess. I mean, it was still kind of my own space, even though, whatever.
That is not good, though.
No, it was fine. But then, yeah, I mean, after that, I moved out and I lived with a roommate for a year. And then I moved out by myself for a few years before my ex-wife moved in. I don't remember if I invited her to live there or not.
That's a fitting segue.
Yeah, so we rode bikes for a long time the other night. We did a lot of things this weekend.
It was a long weekend.
It was. We played music and it went very, very well. I enjoyed doing that a lot. I think we found something that we can recreate and have it not sound like garbage.
Yes, I feel like we found something that was interesting for you to play and something that's actually in a vocal range that I sound good in.
Yeah.
Because I love Third Eye Blind, but I cannot sing his half step apart quasi rap low tones. Can't do it. I sound bad doing it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know if you sound bad, but for sure playing Kevin Cadigan's guitar parts is difficult.
Yeah. I think that was the first time we played last night. That was where that really fit well. Mm-hmm. It felt really good and that we both did a good job.
I agree.
So that was cool.
So, and we went on a bicycle ride.
A regular one during the day.
Yep.
After which I was going to die because I am out of shape and I haven't ridden a bike in 2 years.
Well, it was hot and humid too.
Yeah, man. It was fun though. And that little trail was really pretty.
Yeah. But then we went on another bike ride in the evening. And I don't know, somehow or another you pressed me for information.
Oh, okay.
I mean, whether, that was what you were trying to do or if you just hit the right button and I word vomited.
I think it was a little of both. I don't remember what what we first started talking about. Because that day started, I think, with me being mad about your ex-wife.
Yeah.
Because that bitch pushes my buttons. And I have feelings. She reminds me of my mother. I did a worksheet about it. I did it half-assed first, and then I actually did the worksheet.
You did 2 worksheets about it.
I did one worksheet about it. I just didn't do a real worksheet the first time. When it asked, is this irrational? I said, no, it is 100% correct. Because I was just mad.
Yeah.
But then 10 minutes later, I finished the worksheet like a real person. So, I'm not going to pull the worksheet back up, but the other day, I guess it was Friday, baby mama comes to get the kid. Friday morning, she is very late. Not very late, but I was upset. I wrote down like 4 or 5 things that had culminated in my frustration that day, all related to her. And they started a while ago. The first one was like that the ex-wife decided I'm not allowed to stay over when Lorelai stays over. 2, she doesn't really acknowledge me when we're in the same room. 3, she, tells you that our relationship isn't legitimate or going to last. And she's inconsiderate and made my lunch late because she was late getting the kid. And I was super hungry and I was hangry. And I had to wait like an hour for her to get there. I eat lunch. I'm like, you know what? I don't like you. And it really just pushes all the buttons I have in that, like, I am basically just a speck of dust to her that she expects will not be around in a month. And I get it. Like, I completely understand. And that's why I'm so frustrated, is because I understand. She wants consistency for her child. It's literally not about me. It's about the royal me, whoever you're dating. And I get it. But the idea that she's written me off already and has no interest in interacting with the person who is being around her kid, or just assumes that I'm going to be trash basically, or that I don't matter, really bothers me because I'm used to that and I don't like it.
What do you mean you're used to that?
I'm used to just being like a whatever, you don't fucking matter. I'm just going to do what I want to do anyway.
From who?
My parents.
Oh.
Anyone. My family. And that what you want doesn't matter in the slightest. You're just going to fuck things up anyway, so I don't need to pay you any attention.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm saying she's a lot like my mom. She's very emotionally unavailable. Because when I was going to meet her, months ago, and she canceled it, and she doesn't look at me, and she tells you that our relationship doesn't matter yet. And I literally wrote down the B for belief is I tell myself something, and I wrote ex-wife is stupid and mean and selfish, and I hate her because she hates me because I am a child. I didn't change that part. But that was the first go at, like, I feel like she hates me, so I'm like, fuck you. Like, you don't know anything about me and you don't want to. So I feel like I have to prove myself to her, which is true. I have to prove I'm like safe around her kid, but I still don't like her.
Yeah.
And I texted my therapist and he said it comes with time. Cause I said, I did a worksheet, but I still hate the person I did the worksheet about. And he said, it doesn't happen overnight. You're going to let your shit go bit by bit. And I thought about this a lot on the way home today from visiting my family. Good family, not nuclear family. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know how much I should be bothered by this. Probably none. And, your brother's girlfriend was saying, like, just leave it out completely. Like, don't even make her a focus of your relationship because it's just going to cause tension. I'm like, I know, but I am mad.
I don't really know what to do to try and convince her, I guess, of the legitimacy of the relationship. I don't know what I can do.
I mean, I think all we can do is just not break up and then move in together.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the kicker. But, and this part of what we talked about on the bike ride is like, who fucking knows? Because y'all were married and it still fell apart. And it fell apart 20 times before you got married. So, like, when is she going to decide that, even marriage means enough?
Yeah.
I don't want her to keep moving the goalpost. And this is me going farther than the present moment. But I don't want her to define when our relationship is good enough and then probably move that definition when we hit that goal. And I'm really anticipating that being a thing.
Well, like I mentioned
Sorry.
already, there's, she's set a precedent. So that's there, that can't be moved. I mean,
yeah. So really, on Friday, when I go to therapy, it's going to be about letting go of the things that I cannot change and that don't need to be changed necessarily.
right.
Because this is how it is. And I need to practice radical acceptance. And I'm really angry about it. Like, not at this second, but I'm really struggling with letting this go, obviously. And I need some help because it's not going anywhere.
Yeah. So my first post-ex-wife girlfriend, she didn't even meet my daughter until 6 months in. Yeah, we were together for over a year before she stayed over and my daughter was home. Well, and it wasn't even that. We went on vacation. We went to the beach. But that was when we took my daughter, that was over a year.
And for the record, we were originally going to have me meet the baby farther in than we did.
Yeah. So yeah, that got pulled back a little bit. I mean, some things have been adjusted. And I mean, over time, some of this stuff may get reeled in too. I may make the mistake of getting your hopes up sometimes because I kind of try and push for these things.
That was a good way to put it. It's kind of funny.
I mean, because really, I don't see the difference at this point. I don't see the difference. Like, what does it matter if my daughter wakes up and you're still here? Like, how does that change her perception of you? And maybe it does. You're the expert.
I know. That's why I chimed in. I don't know. And it's confusing. I've never been in this position before. And it's very confusing based on what she wants because she doesn't want me to leave at the end of the night. She has blatantly told me to go take a nap in your bed. I'm like, I don't know where that came from.
Right.
And that she wants me to stay over and she's asked me to stay over and I can't tell her why I can't. Except, I don't live here. I'm going to go sleep in my house and I'll see you on Saturday or whatever. Because I'm sure as fuck not going to tell her, like, oh, your mommy said I can't.
Yeah.
But I don't want her to think it's because of her, the baby. So I just have to tell her it's complicated and I don't live here. Because she's in the phase of asking why to everything. I'm like, stop. I can't tell you why. I don't even get it. You're not going to get it.
Yeah.
But that's hard because she blatantly wants me to stay. And she doesn't want me to leave even after she's gone to bed. She asks me like all day, every day, are you going? Are you still going to be here? Are you staying? I'm like, oh my God, this hurts my heart. But it's probably good for her to learn that I'm not going to be there, For now, I'm not going to be around 24/7. So I don't break her heart every time I leave.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yes. And this came up in the bike ride is that I really dislike your ex-wife a lot because she represents a lot of what I don't want you to do to me.
And you're certainly not the first. I mean, obviously, I guess.
And I don't actively live in fear of you. New. Let me just say that. This is a new place for me where I don't think about you leaving me. Not like you specifically. I don't think about my partner leaving me. It doesn't occupy my thoughts. It's not something I worry about. But when we do think about it, like, Jesus, fuck, I don't want that. Again.
Of course.
And that's what we were talking about was why is this different? And if ex-wife were to pop up again, it's your choice whether you say no or go with it. It is your choice, not hers.
Right.
And if she were to pop up with some shit, would you avoid it or would you do it again? And I like the question was, I want to know, is the commitment here stronger than that? And then my feelings got hurt.
Oh, well, no. Your feelings got hurt when you asked something about what do you see for the future? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't really see the future.
It was, did you see a future with girlfriend right after ex-wife? Because y'all were together for 2 years.
Yeah.
And in the definition of how meaningful a relationship is, in that context, I asked, did you see a future with her? Did you think you would be together for a while? Was it someone that you planned with, or that you saw yourself being with for a long time?
It certainly was until my ex-wife got re-involved.
Who re-involved her?
It was mutual.
Okay. But that was the question, and your answer was that you don't really look to the future or think about it that way.
Right.
And then my feelings got hurt.
Right.
I said to you, what are we doing here then? Because to me, the definition of a commitment is planning with someone and like having an idea of where this is going to go or what you want with someone. Like making plans that include somebody is commitment to me.
And you and I do this.
Yes. I thought about that on the way home also. I was very busy. I think I was thinking of what my therapist would say. And what he would say in my head is, in what ways do y'all already do this? In what ways is commitment shown? Does it measure up to the words, or, is the commitment there? And yeah, we already do those things. We plan. It's never been a question from when we first met, honestly. It's never really been a question that we'd go to that concert 2 months from now, or that I was going to meet your kid a few months in, or that we're going to move in, next year. And there's always been an assumption of, yeah, when we're dating in 8 months, like we'll talk about it then. There's always been a long view on our relationship. Those words really hurt me though, especially, it really stopped me cold, especially in the conversation we were having. And is there a possibility you're going to leave me? And then, well, I don't think about the future. It was just like, well, so you just live in the moment? Like, you're going to be with me until something better comes along? That's what that felt like. Because BPD. Or just because abandonment,
Sure. I get it.
Avoidant man.
Me?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just listening.
It's okay. You just started talking really fast and like high pitched.
Oh. So yeah, I think, anyway, my point is that, well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what my point is. Because we do make plans and stuff already. I mean, we have plans to find more permanence after you graduate. And I mean, I don't know. I assume that's a reasonable timetable, right?
Yeah, I can't leave until I graduate.
Right. And I can't leave until my child is 18.
Yeah, and I think a year is a good time to move in with someone anyway. I've never moved in with someone before, but I wouldn't want to look for a place together before a year, I don't think. It just feels secure at a year.
Yeah.
So it works out in this timetable. That yeah, it's a good time.
Yes. See, I mean, you and I already have that sort of permanence in our heads, I guess. So I guess it kind of leaves me wondering, like, are you really worried about something, or are you just having like BPD moments? Or like just some mixture of the two? I mean, because, yeah, I have a past. I get it.
I guess it's a mixture, and just the relations, whatever, with your ex-wife are bringing it out, and that, this is the time, 2 years have ticked past of when she would usually be coming after you again. And you would usually be itching to get back to her. Like, this is the time. And someone's coming in on her turf that seems pretty serious. And I'd have no idea what she's going to do. And I am getting itchy, and that, like, I don't know, this sentence in particular was exactly what it was. And that, like, I want to know that we're not just flying by the seat of our pants, and that, if your ex-wife shows you her tits or something, you're not just going to like run off.
Right.
And I think more of you than that, but that's scary. And that thought is very scary to me.
Of course.
And I don't know what's brought you back every 2 years. Yeah, I don't know. But there's always the fear of like, do I fulfill you enough? But I think I do. So that's why I don't live in fear of it. I don't think about this all the time. When we talk like 2 hours while riding bikes and really delve into like each of those relationships, it does make me feel scared because I get in my head about it.
Yeah, that's strange that there is, I don't know, in my life there's always been a 2-year timetable.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's always related to her. I really feel like I want to really map that out with my therapist. I don't know if it's worth it. Like mapping out.
I think it is.
Like my relationship history.
I think that's really significant, and a lot of why you went in the first place. I would definitely advocate for mapping it out. 2 years, every 2 years is a significant pattern.
Yeah. I am going to try and start seeing her every 2 weeks. Because and
Nice.
I've mentioned this before, it's just because I find it difficult to cover a lot of topics and kind of, catch up on like what's going on.
Yeah, an hour is not a lot of time.
Right. Yeah, an hour a
Once you
month
get into it.
is tough, especially to try and
Yeah.
dig into something like my relationship history.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go have the same conversation with my therapist on Friday because, like, I don't want to be afraid of that. I want to continue, like, in my daily life to not make that a topic of, like, worry because I don't think about it day to day at all. I trust that that's not a thing that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But when I do think about it, it really worries me. So I need to go talk to my therapist and let it go.
Yeah.
Because I've got to be able to trust that you are going to do right with me and, continue what we've started. And that's a commitment that you've made and want to make.
Is there anything I can do?
Tell me that you're excited about like doing future stuff with me.
Okay.
I know you're not huge about like putting that into words, but I've been really vocally like or verbal about like we've been dating for 6 months or I don't know, other stuff like with the baby. And I don't get a bunch of response from you, which I suppose is just normal for who you are. But being like a little more vocal excitement would be really nice. But if that's out of your wheelhouse, it's
Okay.
Huh?
I said okay. I just laughed and said
Is that
okay.
weird or unreasonable? Yeah. Sorry, the thingy distorted, so I didn't hear all of it.
It's not weird. It's not unreasonable. It's weird for me to express emotions.
Yes. I do know that.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't get excited about things.
But I want you to be excited about me.
I am. I mean, all right, so that's not fair. I get excited about things. I just don't express emotions well, I guess. Is that fair?
Yeah.
And is it accurate?
Yeah, not completely. Like you can express yourself, but you just don't do it often.
Right.
And you usually express the more negative things.
Sure.
And the more like general, bigger things and not like about, your life. You get really mad about traffic. It's that sort of stuff.
Well, yeah, but everybody does.
I see most of your emotion when it's like negative, big influences. I mean, yeah, but like you have the most feelings about government. That is what you have the most feelings about.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because that's other people telling me what to do. Like that have never met me, will never meet me, have nothing to do with anything that I'm doing, But they want to, they want the power to walk in my house and tell me whether or not I'm doing something correctly. Or not even correctly, like whether I'm legally able to do something. Well, you were doing something, you need to go to jail for that. For what? What did I do? Nothing. I might as well have done nothing, and you're trying to send me to jail.
This is where your emotion goes. Usually defensiveness against something.
Yeah.
Something completely external to you. So it's never like personal emotion. It's definitely outside defensiveness emotion. That is most of where I see you get excited and animated.
Okay.
Sometimes it's good, it's video games, but a lot of or music, but a lot of times it's that.
Okay.
So yes, you have emotions, but not on like personal stuff, I guess, or you don't express them on personal stuff. But a little verbal like enthusiasm would go a long way with me.
Okay. I don't know how to do it without it. I mean, it's going to be forced, Not forced, but it's going to be artificial-ish.
You can just say, I love you.
I do. I know.
You. If I'm like, we've been dating for 6 months. I love you.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Okay.
I mean, you don't fucking have to. This just turned into me telling you what to do again, I guess. But
okay.
That would just make me feel nice.
Okay. I hear you. I do. I'm telling you that I am glad that we've been together for 6 months. I guess 6 months isn't a huge milestone for me personally.
It is for me.
Okay.
For something to be good 6 months in is a really big deal for me.
Now, when we get past 2 years together, then that'll be a personal milestone for me.
Okay.
That's when that's when I'll get excited and stuff.
Okay.
But it's not that I'm...
Yeah. I guess.
What does it accomplish to be excited about? I'm...
About what? Just anything?
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I'm with you, Is that And like we do things like we have a good relationship, like things are going well. So
I mean,
maybe what I'm asking is like, so does it hurt your feelings when you feel like I'm not excited about it? Because it shouldn't be like a requirement of the relationship to say, okay, this is like every so often we have to get, we have to express excitement or things are going to start going downhill kind of thing. Right?
that's not what I'm saying.
Right, exactly. I know. And so that's what I'm asking. Like what, I guess try and quantify this for me a little bit.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Engineer. I mean, you know me. I'm a celebrator of small things. Not a crazy celebration, but I'm very enthusiastic. And I mean, this might take a minute, but whatever. In my family, it was like, if you do something huge, then maybe we'll celebrate you, but it probably wasn't good enough anyway. So there are lots of little, like, yeah. Or like anything good you do is just expected, nothing more. I got shouted at if I got a B plus in something, all A's was expected. You didn't get anything for that. It was just, we don't tell you you suck. So in my day-to-day life, there are lots of things that I congratulate myself on. I mean, that may sound really dumb to you, but or just to anyone in general, it might sound really millennial. But, going through a day without binge eating or, 2 days is a really big thing. Or taking a moment to read my daily meditation for ACA or finishing an assignment, a few days early or taking time to paint. It's little stuff that's like, I did a good job. Like, that is a good thing. And it wasn't some huge accomplishment based thing. It was just, I have done something that eases my mind and that was good for me. And that is important enough. So I'm very much a celebrator of little things that, make someone feel good and that are good for you. Um, and so it's not like, we need to have a party, like you have to buy me stuff, 6 months, wee! It's just, I've had a lot of relationships that really started to suck after the 6-month mark. Or just, that just fell apart without my even realizing why. And just suddenly it was hell. And I didn't know how to get out. And it's, every day that we're together is like, hell yeah, this is going well. This is something solid that I am proud of.
Yes.
And that we've each actively put a lot of work into.
Right.
Because the last 2 months have been hard. Or
Yes.
the last month, whatever, 2 months ago, it was hard. I have never survived that level of conflict and kept a relationship intact. Ever. I mean, every day that we're together is like exciting to me.
Okay. I agree.
So this doesn't need to be some big shebang. I'm just generally really excited about us and that there's a mutual commitment here. And yet we're making plans for the future. And I'm really excited about that future. Because that's what commitment means to me, is planning together. And so hitting 6 months really means like, okay, we're continuing to go. Like there are things that are still happening and that we're still planning on. And that's really meaningful to me.
Okay.
So I don't know, like I'm verbal about the things I'm excited about, which is we're having a future, like we're building things, which is like I've never wanted to have babies before I met you. Fucking impregnate me, okay? That's really exciting and very, very meaningful to me. That's insane. That's a complete 180 than a person I've ever been. I've never wanted a family. And I find our relationship to be very meaningful. So I'm excited about it. So you don't need to say anything. It just acknowledging that, like, yeah, shit's good, man. Go team.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. I just would benefit from slight verbal encouragement or just a response if I say, hey, I've been dating for 6 months. Like, I love you. That's really all.
Okay.
Which you say a lot anyway. So.
Yes.
Does that make any sense?
A little bit.
Ah!
Well, I feel like I did that, but you're telling me I didn't. So So yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'll try to celebrate harder.
You literally just did. I wasn't talking about 10 seconds ago.
Okay.
I was just saying in general.
Yeah.
Because usually it's silent when I say, like, fuck, I can't wait to move out of this house or whatever. Like I mentioned about future plans is usually silent.
Okay. With me?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess. Okay. Sorry.
So I usually have to ask if you heard me.
I mean, I brought it up this time.
Yeah.
I feel like I bring it up every time, but okay. Sorry. I guess maybe like point it out next time.
Okay.
If you don't already.
I don't mind.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I've plans to move in with you. So I don't know. Okay. All right.
Sorry, damn.
No. I feel confused. But I don't think that.
And I feel crazy, so sorry.
No, I don't think you're lying to me. I certainly don't think that's the case. So, I mean, I think the only thing I can ask you to do is to just kind of like point it out when it happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
You're welcome. You spent time with your mom today?
No, she wasn't there.
Oh, okay. Well, nothing to report on there then.
No.
Them's his chicks.
No, I know. My great aunt was there though. God, she's so cute.
Have I met her?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
I think you met her at the thing a couple months ago.
Okay.
She was asking like, "Oh, what's your brother up to?" I'm like, "I don't actually know." We chat a little bit, but not really. I think he's doing this, but it's the summer, so who knows if he's taking classes or whatever.
Oh, so he was
And
gone
my aunt
too.
looks at me and goes, "Huh?"
He was gone too.
Yeah, neither of them were there, which was a bummer, but
Okay.
I was with you and the baby yesterday. Or you yesterday. So
yeah, I didn't know there was a family thing going on.
Not really. My cousin texted me last week saying, "Hey, you coming for the 4th?" I said, "Nope, because we have the child." So I chose not to go.
Okay.
And I thought we'd have her on Saturday, so I was like, "Hell no." So I was going to go on Sunday, which was today.
Okay.
But I knew I missed my mom, and my brother was supposed to come here to us, but he didn't make it. So he's just coming up next weekend. So whatever, it worked out. Like it's fine. It was just weird timing. But my great aunt was there, and she was saying, "Oh, how's your brother?" I'm like, "I don't actually know. He's doing one thing, but it's summers. He might be taking classes. I don't know." And my aunt looks at me and goes, "Oh, were you mad at him too?" I'm like, "Nope. We just don't talk that much." Thanks, man.
Repeat that one more time. Are you mad at him too? In addition to who?
Yeah, my aunt looked at me and is like, "Oh, are you mad at him, or do you just not know?" I'm like, I just don't know.
Oh, okay.
Like, as in, did you pick another fight with another family member and decide to cut them off? I'm like, nope.
Oh, okay. Because is that a thing you're known for?
I mean, apparently.
Okay.
I just call people out.
Yeah.
I was frustrated with my mom last time I was there, talking about like she literally claimed me on her taxes for no fucking reason other than personal gain, with no thought to anything that would fuck up in my life.
Yes.
And it did fuck up quite a lot. And my aunt was like, she didn't mean to. I'm like, okay, I'm 23. Like, I'm a different person than her, and she doesn't realize it. Like, she's not a bad person. I don't think she did it maliciously, but it fucked up a lot, and it really shows that she doesn't think of me as like a person, as opposed to her kid. Because I'm a separate human being, and no one in my family thinks that way. And so, I think my aunt was like, "Oh well, I don't think anyone in my family really understands the concept of like action accountability versus character defamation." Like you can be mad about something that happened or have genuine criticism and valid criticism. But if you criticize someone, it means you're never going to talk to them again. And that relationship was trash. And they just, why don't people get it?
It's family.
I guess it's just annoying. So no, nothing really happened. My aunt was just being snarky funny for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, I think it's funny.
Yeah, I know it. I wasn't like upset worksheet time or anything. It was just like, well, okay.
Yeah.
And it's just because no one in the family, makes a fuss. So if you say anything about, that sucked, let's not do that again, then it means you're making a fuss and like that you're just being dramatic or trying to cut people out and cause problems. Because families are fucking dumb.
So I feel like I didn't know anything about this weekend. Did you tell me and I forgot, or did you not tell me?
I mentioned it to you. I did not tell you actually, though. And I do realize that. I'm sorry.
Okay. Was there a reason or?
No, it wasn't really set in stone. And I was going to leave to have coffee with my sponsor also, which she ditched me. So.
I'd just like to see your family again.
Oh, I didn't expect you to have the baby on Sunday. Okay.
No, it's fine. I'm just asking to, yeah, I guess just maybe make a point to Like, let me know if plans like that happen again and we can try. And I mean, if you want to go, I understand if you don't want to go.
Yeah. I put it on the calendar when my cousin texted me, but I didn't really do anything with it because I didn't know what we were going to be doing this weekend. And I
Okay.
told my cousin, like, yeah, I'll try to come by on Sunday. I don't know. I think I didn't really like do anything about it until, Saturday when I decided I was going to go. But
Yeah.
I did think, I'm like, oh, I should tell boyfriend this. But I didn't really think you'd want to go.
Right.
Or I didn't like think about you actively wanting to go. And I figured you would have the child. And it's normal for me to be gone on Sundays generally, or to
Yeah.
leave halfway through the day. So I think you're just kind of like meh about it, but I won't do it again.
Well, and you're not one to be excited about family functions anyway.
True. Yeah.
So I get it, but I guess I'm just asking to try and, I mean, whatever.
No, I'll do that.
Okay. If it doesn't happen, I'm not like mad about it. I'm not sore about it.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll tell you. All right. Anything else on the agenda?
I guess not.
Your spaghetti was good.
Thanks.
Sex has been particularly kinky.
Thanks. Well, we had a day for ourselves. That was nice. We weren't, sex is different when it's like, oh my God, it's 12 o'clock and I do want to have sex, but it becomes more of a chore than a pursuit of pleasure, I suppose.
Yeah, there's a difference between, 3 o'clock and bedtime.
Yeah, whereas yesterday we had nothing to do, so it was like, all right, well, let's do this for 2 hours. So yeah, I mean, that was really nice. I really enjoyed that. It's just, and I'm glad we had time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good.
Yes, it was. And it was kinky. You've been more dominant sexually lately.
I don't know that I'm actively doing anything really different other than just, I think you and I are really falling into like a rhythm there of how we like to have sex and what works best for like both of us to be satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just a factor of us kind of really getting to know each other more and more, even still.
Yeah, because you haven't done anything drastically different, but I can tell when you ratchet it up a little bit.
Yeah. And a lot of it probably comes from talks like this, it comes from expressing how we feel and stuff like that.
Gay shit like feelings.
Yep.
Thanks for liking me, even though I'm kind of crazy.
You're not crazy. Sorry that, I don't know. I guess sorry that topic kind of went off the rails a little bit.
Which topic?
Where you kind of got mad at me or upset with me or whatever.
Meh.
Where you got emotional with me.
If that was emotional, then I don't want to talk about any other time we've had a fight.
You know what I mean?
If that counts as emotional.
We went from like, look at listen to all this great, listeners to all this great, all the great times that we've had recently. And then we started talking about this thing and actually it was pretty good, but I don't know. The discussion itself became a little negative.
I'm trying to think about where that actually happened, if it did.
In the
not
podcast?
if it did, sorry. Yes.
While we were recording?
Where was it? Yeah, where was the turning point?
Well, it was just a downhill slide. Oh, from the whole excitement topic.
Whatever. I feel crazy when it's phrased that way.
What way?
Like, you telling me that I'm not enthusiastic enough? I'm like, no.
Oh.
That's not what I was saying.
Okay. What were you?
Makes me feel crazy.
Okay. Is there a different way to?
It wasn't. When it said like when you say it like that, it's like I was labeling you negatively rather than asking for something positive, which is what I was trying to do, was ask for something positive.
Okay.
Because this happens often with us, or like you'll say, "Oh, well, I wasn't this way. I wasn't this enough." I'm like, that. I wasn't trying to knock you down. I was trying to ask for something good.
Okay.
Which maybe that doesn't make any sense either.
It makes sense. I hear you. I'm just wondering how I can, like, what I can do.
Try not to translate it as a criticism, I guess. Live your life, but it's not my intention to criticize you. I'm asking for an additive, not like something good. I'm asking for a positive, not giving a negative.
Okay.
So, I mean, if I'm saying it some way that's attacking or like mean or really negative, then I'll try and stop. If you feel that way, that's okay too.
Right. I don't know if it's the way that you're asking it. I don't think, I don't know if you're doing something wrong. I guess my issue is that it's just hard for me to, I guess it's hard for me to decipher exactly what you're asking for, maybe. So I guess maybe that's why I take it as a negative.
Okay.
And I don't feel like criticized or harmed. I guess that's the other part of it too, is I don't really feel criticized. I guess maybe I'm just trying to say that, I mean, I joke about it, to sum it up, I say, you were telling me I wasn't enthusiastic enough. That's my just concise summary of the ordeal. So yeah, that sounds like I'm being criticized. I understand that. I don't feel criticized. I feel like you're asking me for something I'm not. Like, I don't know how to be more excited. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without just being like, without faking it, without being like, yeah, or something, being like dumb about it. Does that make sense?
Yes, but the thing is, you're not unexcited. It's just not saying it. According to you, is that you are excited.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not.
Do that out.
I'm not terribly excited about the event itself. Like, yay, 6 months. I mean, I agree that it is a milestone and I'm proud of it. Yes. But like overt excitement about a timestamp, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited about continuing in the future with you. Yeah, I'm excited about every day. Yeah.
That's what I want to know, I guess.
Yeah.
Or it's nice to hear that.
I feel like it's easier for you to just ask. I guess that is what you were doing. And it kind of had to turn into this conversation to get all of the information across between both of us.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you need some positive reinforcement, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to tell you.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to know everything either.
Right.
I'm just a lover of verbal positive reinforcement. You know this about me.
I do. And
I know you're not a big giver of, verbal anything, so I know that about you too. I didn't think it was super unreasonable, so I just thought I'd ask.
And it's not unreasonable. So what, I guess, can you give me an example? Like how should I act? Or what would you expect? I mean, what would be ideal? See, I know, but I don't know how else to really try and figure out exactly what you're asking without asking for an example, maybe. And I mean, I know that's a little absurd. I get it, but otherwise, I don't know if I can. Am I asking too much? I mean, I'm sorry if it's...
No, I thought you were mid-sentence, so I was letting you finish.
Yeah, well, I kind of am, but words and I don't get along.
So, and maybe this is, I guess, an insight to how we do talk about things like this and that, because I feel like I'm explaining this clearly, which might not be true. Like, fair enough. I'm a lot and all over the place. I feel like words serve me pretty well, though. But I think I'm realizing that you need examples and you need concrete, words aren't really helping you. You need to be shown. And like, I need to be told.
Yeah.
That's kind of just how we are, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably, or definitely accurate.
Okay. That's really simple. I don't know. So usually I'll go, hey, we've been dating for 6 months. Just like yeah, I love you.
And what did I say this time?
On the podcast?
I guess.
I said, yeah, I love you.
Yeah, okay. So I did it.
I love you.
Does that mean I'm doing it? Or are you asking me for something I'm already doing?
You have not been doing it, which is why I'm asking for it.
Okay.
I'm not crazy.
Okay. Sure.
The only oh my God.
I'm joking.
The only reason I know. The only reason I'm asking is because it's been not happening for like a while. I mean, I wouldn't just like say it because it happened once necessarily.
Well, what
this
specifically?
isn't like some huge thing.
Because this is the first time we've hit 6 months. So what else are you referring to then?
Oh my God. Other things like mentions of moving in.
Okay.
Or that, like teaching the baby to keep riding a bike. Or you've mentioned that, so I guess that's not a fair example. But things like that, like in the future of like, that like I'm really excited to do this with the baby, or it makes me really happy that like we're doing this, and that one day I will get to stay over. And maybe that's like a fraught subject for you, or just something that's confusing and not what you'd rather think about.
Okay.
But mentions of moving in specifically, and like we've been dating for 5 months, or I know that's not like a real milestone, but time goes so slowly with us and so quickly that I like to, we're under a year. So it's like, hey, oh my God, we've been dating for longer than 2 weeks. Finally.
Yeah.
So it's not a real milestone. I get it. That's probably dumb. But like mini celebrations are like talking about, something like moving in. There tends to not be a lot of response. And I think it's just because you're stoic, but
yeah,
I'm genuinely really excited about moving in.
Okay.
With you. I mean, provided we don't hate each other in a year, but like.
Right. And for me, that's a year away. So I'm not, how much am I going to really put into thinking about, like, there aren't any plans we can make today, really,
Mm-hmm.
because it's so far out.
Yeah.
See, I'm willing for it to happen. Absolutely. I'm ready for it to happen. At this stage in the game. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully the conversation we had today, just now about, I want to move in with you. I don't know how else to say it, but I do want to.
Thank you. You don't have to say it any other way.
Okay.
It's just nice that you said it.
Okay. And but I've definitely said it many times that, after you graduate, that's kind of the next step is we're kind of waiting on that. And then the plan is to move in with one another.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm so excited right now.
Suck my dick.
Is that better?
Yep, thanks.
Okay.
I'm cured.
Yes.
I knew it. I knew that would work. That was the final piece to my BPD cure. Someone had to get really excited about moving in with me. Anyway.
Well, that's about all.
Peace out.
Peace out.